Chapter 8, The Pirate Problem. I am recording this episode on a bit of a time crunch. Hopefully it won't screw up the quality too much. Oh, my aching head. What happened? I remember soldiers surrounding us, and then one struck me.
Enjoying your little nap, Zayan?
You again. Who are you, and what do you want with me?
Did I not tell you when last we spoke? I am the truth of the universe.
I meant your name, damn it. Your habit of speaking in riddles is annoying.
So very demanding, and so very rude. Do you always act without manners when you speak to your Lord of Light? Oh, my mistake. I quite forgot. He can't hear you. He doesn't exist. He never did.
Enough of this bollocks. Tell me straight who you are, or else...
Or else you do what, human?
What in the seven hells?
That's much better. You will do well to remember your place, human, which is beneath me. Compared to me, you are as an ant standing before a firestorm. As I keep telling you, I am the truth of the universe. I am your god, your devil, your savior, and your worst nightmare. I am hatred, fear, anguish, misery, despair. I am Tyrant.
Tyrant. Finally a name to accompany the face. But you've still told me nothing of what you want.
What I seek and what you seek are one and the same, Zayan. My desire is the ultimate desire of all living things in this world, though they would never admit it. This world of ours is nothing more than an enormous chamber pot floating in an empty sea of darkness. A chamber pot into which the powers that be endlessly defecate, drowning us in ceaseless piles of shit. And yet all creation, including you, continues to wallow in the shit, never thinking to question or complain. But in the deepest parts of your heart, I know you long for release. And I would grant it to you. I intend to break this dung bowl of a world, burn it until not even ashes remain.
So you seek to destroy the world, then? Then the Hellspawn are your creations. That's why they kill all they lay eyes on.
Oh, you must feel so clever to have made that deduction. And yet you fail to understand my designs. I'm not merely destroying this world, but saving all its inhabitants. For what is death but a release from pain and suffering? Your life is filled with stress and worry, fear and heartbreak. Would you not prefer to have it all swept away in favor of nothingness?
I have friends to protect and people who rely on me. I would remain with them as long as my life will allow.
Such a vomit-inducingly sweet response. Alas for you, I know the human heart better than you humans know it. Your spirit is a fragile thing. Chip at it long enough, and it will shatter. And by the time I am finished chipping, you will be begging me for death. You haven't even realized just how hopeless your situation truly is. How all the fighting you have been doing only makes me stronger.
What is this horrible malice that I feel?
Oops, almost gave away the endgame. Can't be having that now. But it's just as well. My time here is almost concluded anyway. The lizard is still sticking her snout into places it doesn't belong. She is proving quite a nuisance to me, frankly. But time is on my side. I will return to speak with you, Zayan. You have quite the strong spirit. Breaking it will be so very
satisfying.
Get out of my head! Go away! Damn, nothing here either. I could have sworn I sensed a presence. Who's there? Please, if you can hear me. What is this? A human? You can perceive me? Are you friend or foe? I sense no malice from your presence, but you must bear some measure of the old blood. I thought your kind had been wiped out from this continent. But your heritage changes nothing of my opinion of you. You are still a human, and a reminder of my greatest mistake. You are unworthy of speaking to me. Do not do so again. Wait, don't go. I still have questions I need to answer. Wonderful. Now my head hurts again. Zayan! Finally, you're awake. Altair? Where are we? The dungeons below Castle Cragmel, it would seem. Oh, that's right. Ragnar had his soldiers arrest us. But why? Would that I had an answer to give you. None of the soldiers will speak to me, and Duke Daggar doesn't seem to be interested in coming down to us. Which means we'll not be getting an explanation anytime soon. Damn it, what are we to do now? What else can we do, Zayan? We've no choice but to sit and wait for something to happen. It's bothersome, but it's the only sensible option at the moment. Don't worry, you'll not be waiting long now. Huh? On your feet, lazybones. Duke Daggar's ordered us to bring you to him. Finally, time for some answers. Unless you'd care to explain your master's actions to us? Shut your damned mouth and start walking. Duke Daggar is not a patient man and mislikes having his time wasted. Best not invoke his anger if you know what's good for you. That's not very reassuring. Something tells me I'm not going to like what comes next. This isn't the castle's throne room. Are you quite certain you've led us to the right place? Absolutely certain. Take your seats at the table. Duke Daggar will be with you shortly. Wait, please! Oh, fiddlesticks. There he goes, without so much as a word. And here we are, left in the dark once more. Look at the table. Daggar appears to have prepared a feast for us. Damn, that is quite at the banquet. This Daggar can't seem to make up his mind about how to treat us. Personally, I'd prefer to err on the side of caution. Can't say I'm feeling particularly hungry for anything here. Is that so? That's quite a shame. My cooks went to such trouble to prepare all this for you. They tell me the poisons give the dishes quite the delicious flavour. That voice, could it be... Not even a chuckle? I thought it was a good jape. But never mind that. I welcome you, my honoured guests. My apologies that I'm as tardy as I am. Really? That's the main thing you're so sorry for? I can think of at least one other thing you've done to us that's worth an apology. I was getting to that, my good man. I do hope you will not begrudge me too much for our rough introduction. 'Twas something of a necessary evil, having you bound and imprisoned. Really, do tell. I'm dying to know your justifications. It was done to keep your presence a secret from the other pirate clans. I couldn't risk alerting them to my dealings with the Sellsword clan. My plans hinge on them not knowing who you really are. And what, may I ask, do those plans entail? All shall be made clear in due time. But let us not discuss business on an empty stomach. I recommend you start with the cod. Roast codfish is a delicacy in Berk. We're not eating until you tell us what the hell is going on, arsehole. My good man, despite what you might think, I am doing my best to be a good host. I'd advise you not to reward my efforts by being a poor guest. My patience is not infinite, you know. Fine, I'll sit and have some damned codfish. Splendid. Now then, as I was about to say, I'm sure King Marcus told you I'd struck a deal with him to help curb the little pirate problem he's been having. In truth, I have much grander aims than simply keeping rival clans in check. My ultimate goal is to stamp out all other pirate clans from Berk, thereby ridding the region of pirates forever. Would that not include yourself? You are a pirate, no? Please do not interrupt me again. But yes, I am nominally considered one of the 3 pirate lords of the Berkish Crags. Piracy is the most profitable trade in Berk, and I am nothing if not a man who enjoys profit. But currently, I share control of this region with 2 other pirate lords, and no intelligent man shares power. My sobriquet of Duke is not merely for show. I mean to become sole ruler of Berk. All in the name of making it a proper state of law and order and civility, of course. You'll forgive us for being skeptical that your intentions are so noble, my lord. Believe what you will of me. Of course, there's one small wrinkle in this plan of mine, and that's how to bring the other 2 major pirate clans of Berk to heel. In addition to my clan, the Duke's Men, there exist 2 other major clans led by pirate lords. The Jolly Johns, led by Gorzan the Wretched, and the Smiling ones, led by Smiling Spectre. And how precisely do we fit into all of this? Well, I'm glad you asked. Across the past few moons, I've been playing both sides of a blood feud. Having my men raid a ship of the Johns while flying the Smiler flag, doing the same with Smiler ships. Fun little games like that. All in the name of pushing the 2 clans into all-out war with each other. And then you wait for the 2 clans to beat each other half to death before you come barreling in, and crush the both of them in one fell swoop. You're a clever one, if nothing else. Don't lay too much praise on my head all at once. I prefer not to go getting fat in the head. It must be said, this little blood feud I've concocted hasn't quite reached its boiling point. I still need to poke and prod just a wee bit more to get the Johns and Smilers at each other's throats. Unfortunately, an opportunity has just presented itself. There's a Smiler hulled some 15 miles to the north of Cragmel. My spies have told me that Spectre's crew recently moved some prisoners into her hold, a pair of young women. Under the guise of the crew of the Jolly Johns, you are to infiltrate the fortress and rescue those lasses. A simple enough request, and a rather noble one, might I. And whilst in disguise, you'll also go and slaughter the Smilers stationed there before flying the colours of the Johns. Leave only one man alive, and only so he can relay the news of the massacre to his captain. I really should not go opening my big mouth, should I? Welcome to Berk, my faithful friend. If you're not the one doing the killing here, you're the one being killed. Now then, do we have a deal? Something tells me saying no would result in us getting our throats cut. But hell, we came to Berk to hunt pirates, and that's what you're asking of us. So we might as well just go ahead and do what we came here to do. Splendid, then it is settled. I have no doubt that you're all quite tired this evening, so why not enjoy the feast I've prepared? Eat your fill now, because you'll be going a-raiding at first light on the morrow. My servants will show you to your rooms once you're fed and ready to settle in for the evening. Let it not be said that I have shown you no hospitality, after all. Oh, what a fine mess we've gone and gotten ourselves into. I'm half expecting the man to pay us pennies for our service to him. And we're already too deep in too deep to back out now. We don't have much choice. Might as well just grin and bear it. At least he wasn't lying about how tasty the cod was. Smiler Fort.
Oi, let us out of here, you blackguards! If you don't, when we break free, you can kiss your balls goodbye, because we'll cut them off and stuff them down your throats.
Betsy, please. Shouting threats at them will not accomplish anything. You're only begging for them to come in here and gag you, or worse.
Oh, I do hate being kept in a cage like some dainty songbird. Especially by men, and doubly so by lecherous pigs like these pirates. I can only hope Lady Nemu wasn't taken by swine like these.
Don't you worry, Betsy. If I know anything about Nemu, she's on her way right now. And these pirates aren't even remotely a match for her. All we need to do is be patient, and we'll be reunited with her.
I do hope you are right.
God, that Mistwood bitch can't stop raising a rocket, can she? You there, go and smack her about until she shuts up. The last time I tried, she went and kicked me square in the balls. You go and shut her mouth if you want it. If you give me lip again, I'll give you a kick in the balls, then cut them off and feed them to the dogs. I'm the one Captain Spectre put in charge, and that means you do as I say. Fine, I'll go and slap her around. Stupid coven cows. I'm starting to wonder if they're even worth the hassle. I've half a mind to ignore Spectre's orders and toss them into the sea. Good. Seems the Smilers have yet to spot us. Have we got our disguises ready? Right here. Let's slip into them now. Time to put our acting skills to the test. Avast, me hearties! For this heist, we shall not be merry men, but the jolliest of Johns. Altair, your acting is atrocious. Oh, sod off! I've never attempted to act like a pirate before. God, I cannot wait for this whole farce to be over. A rather comedic opening to the chapter, which I don't know if that would necessarily put it at odds with the tone, the overall tone I'm going for. But, anyways, map time. So, our objective here is this is a seas map. So we have to first get rid of this guy, Zoltan, and underling Spectre, one of the 3 pirate lords of Berk. In the meantime, we also have Artemia and Betsy here, who are recruitable. Now, this map, it can potentially be a little bit turtly, but there are thieves that will pop up next to these chests here. So you do have to do a little bit of schmovement in order to get to them in time. But yeah, that's just a quick overview of the map. This map, by the way, was actually designed by me, which is why it looks a little bit simpler, read shittier, than some of the other maps we've looked at. I really shouldn't be making those kinds of jokes at my expense. But yeah, I have to get everything sorted out real quick, so I will see you in just a minute. And we are back. This is how everybody's inventory is looking. I gave Nemu the build ring because dark tones tend to be a bit on the heavy side, and she really could use a little help with them not eating into her speed. Now, something to keep in mind on this map is these archers can potentially shoot you through the walls here as you make your approach, so you have to be careful when placing your flying units. Also, take note of this sniper here. He has no auto levels because he's equipped with a dead shot, which will hurt, potentially, if it hits you. So you do have to keep that in mind. Thankfully, I have a pretty foolproof strategy for getting past him, if you so need one, because you're struggling with this map. And we also get the return of one of my favorite songs that I composed for Darius the Conqueror, which is the famous Pirates of the Caribbean sounding song that I made for that hack. Composed kind of as a joke, but I ended up really liking it. So anyways, yeah. So, main thing here is that we have to make our approach somewhat quickly in order to prevent loot from getting stolen from us. Which shouldn't be too difficult. We also do have a talk conversation between Mary and Nemu that I'm going to have to show off at some point. I'll put you here. And in the meantime, Nemu, you can finish this guy off. Get some XP in the process. I am not in range to talk with you. Sorry if it seems like I'm blitzing through this, if I'm trying to blitz through this chapter, because I kind of am. I'm recording this in the afternoon rather than in the evening. because shenanigans happened with getting the last episode out. Basically, Adobe Premiere decided to be a prissy little prick and not export the video until I decreased the quality, which that was a fun little experience to have to deal with. But yeah, my scheduling is a little thrown for a loop at the moment, so I am feeling a little bit off kilter because of that. Oh, Corinne, you just straight up one-shot this guy. And you can also crit. That works too. I don't want you going too far forward, though, because you just have a vulnerary. Okay. It's the one thing with the steel item, showing steel items ASM that I have in this hack, is that it doesn't show necessarily what the item is, or if it's actually that important to steal, which I don't think I have. I think that elixir on that warrior there is kind of the most like valuable item that is up for steal. Ty, you just straight up kill. Altair, you don't double. What is your speed looking like? 12? Like, I mean, admittedly that's, you know, not amazing, but still, like, feels weird to not have you doubling, because Altair is usually Altair usually turns out really well in my playthroughs, especially like in comparison to his buddy Zayan, but apparently not here. Whatever, we'll just ball and continue onwards. I did break out the rescue stabs for this chapter, just in case I have units that might fall behind dealing with enemies. Ouch. And more hits that I don't necessarily want to take.
Die!
Oh, God. Altair, where are you? I can't see anything. Alone. I am alone. Lost in darkness. First turn death. That's never a good sign. I'll be back. Okay, trying this again with kind of a similar setup to what I had previously, which may or may not get me the same result, but, you know, we can at least pretend. Okay, that I was about to be really angry there. Alright, Nemu, get your first level up. You get skill and speed, that's good. That's all I really need from you. Nice dodge. Okay, thank God we're actually dodging this time. And we get green unit phase event. Oi, Captain Zilton! Intruders! Intruders in our hold! It's the Jolly Johns!
Intruders? Betsy, do you think maybe...
Sounds to me like a rival pirate clan is storming the hold. Not the ideal circumstance to make our escape, but it'll do. Here, you'll want this.
What the? My lance? How did you...
The good magician never reveals her secrets, darling. But let's not be too hasty to escape. If we try and break out now, we'll have every archer in this place aiming to make a pincushion out of us.
But if it's a rival clan of pirates, then we must make a break at some point.
Let's wait and see just who's storming the fortress first. Something tells me that not all is as it seems here. Once our invaders have opened the door to our cell, then we'll burst forth.
Yes, and then those smiler sons of bitches will rue the day they took us.
It's basically just saying that they're not going to move, because I didn't want green units green uniting everywhere and complicating this map more than it needed to be. Because as you've seen, sometimes it decides to do a fucky wucky. But we can get this talk conversation between Mary and Nemu out of the way right now. Mary, if you've got something to say, I'd prefer you say it, rather than staring daggers at me.
No, it's nothing. Forgive me for bothering you.
Oh, no, you don't. If we're to be fighting alongside each other, we must have an absolute trust in one another. And I don't feel particularly trusting about you giving me dirty looks all the bleeding time. Speak what's on your mind. I'm a grown woman. I can take a few nasty words said about me. Let me guess, you still see me as a threat, a slattern trying to steal that man of yours.
Oh, sod it all. I admit it. I know you said you would keep your hands off Zayan, but I can't bring myself to trust you at your word. I see the way you ogle every man in this camp. It's obvious you are...
A slut? Aye, that's a title I wear gladly. It's no insult to me. I enjoy taking my pleasure with many different men. I'm not ashamed to admit it. But believe it or not, I have some measure of self-control. I have lines I will not cross, and one of them is stepping between lovers who are devoted to each other. Even if I think monogamy is a colossal bunch of bollocks personally.
You're not helping your case, Nemu. Especially with that immodest outfit of yours. Honestly, have you no shame? Your breasts are so poorly covered I half expect them to pop out from the slip of fabric covering them. They just flop about for all the world to see. Such a scandalous outfit is enough to drive men into heat at just a glance.
And do you think your beloved Zayan is one to give in to such temptations? If his head is so easily turned, then that sounds like a problem with him, if you ask me.
No, Zayan's not the lecherous sort, not at all. I'm only just... Oh, fine, I'll admit it. I think I might be a little jealous of you.
What's there to be jealous of? I'm not the one with Dragovian blood in my veins. Most women I'd know would kill to have silver locks like yours.
Maybe, but I've seen the way men look at you. You're a beauty beyond compare. You're not afraid to hide yourself one bit. You're tall, have big full lips, and, well, you can see how my chest and hips compare to yours. Maybe I'm angry with you because I feel inferior to you in every way.
Now, I'll not hear a word of you putting yourself down like this. Do you really think Zayan needs for you to be a goddess to love you? I see the way he looks at you. The man only has eyes for you. You're plenty beautiful. It's merely a different sort of beauty from mine. And not all men want the same things from women. Everyone has their preferences.
Even so,
Let me tell you something, Mary. It's my belief that us women ought to stick together and raise each other up, not tear one another down. I take pride in doing what I can to give my fellow ladies advice on how to grow more beautiful and confident. And I'd happily do as much for you if you'd like me to.
You do that for me even after I've been so hostile with you?
Aye, and I'd do it gladly. And I've no Zayan would appreciate you getting a little bit of glamour. Maybe learning a trick or two about pleasuring a man in bed.
Oh, I don't think he and I are quite ready for that yet.
That doesn't mean it wouldn't hurt to learn it now and keep it in your back pocket. The easiest way to keep a man in love is through his phallus, after all.
Oh my, I'm a little bit embarrassed.
Acknowledging that people get horny sometimes is something I tend to do in with the dialogue in these ROM hacks, and it usually leads to some funny and memorable moments. So, you know, your mileage may vary, but I think it's, you know, a worthwhile inclusion. Alright, Zayan, go up here, equip the partisan. And then here, Phoebe. I gave Phoebe the Sonion in case you can't see for some reason. Just for the sake of, you know, just for the sake of her being able to think she can do a good job making use of it. But you shoot this guy. And then... Puck. You go and get into range of knifing. Now, down here, we have to deal with this jackass, which may be a little annoying to do. Altair, you can probably bait this cav out. I don't know. I don't think that's necessarily the greatest of ideas. You have a hatchet. It's not really a great idea or particularly fun to have to try and rush a tactics game that is naturally needs to be a little bit on the slow-paced side, but I force you to think. But this is the position I put myself in. So I've made my bed, and now I must lie in it. And gamble with hit rates to deal with archers, which thankfully paid off. Okay, Bellona, you got extra support rank with Corinne. Right. Enemy phase incoming. And Altair's actually doubling. Get smited, noob. I don't really need this door key. I have the unlock staff on standby so I can open doors regularly. And these calves are getting weighed down by their steel weapons. I'm not necessarily surprised, mind you, but... Oh, and we have siege tomes. The Ruin, aka the Eclipse Tome, which, like in vanilla, it has bad hit rate, but I say as I get hit by a shot from it. Has bad hit rate, but it cuts your HP in half, rather than dealing regular damage, which that can be a nuisance and a half, as I have learned the hard way from copious amounts of playtesting. Alright. Now, this approach... What turn is it? It's turn 3. Oh, that could... I forget when the thieves show up. I want to say it's turn... like 5 or something like that. I don't remember exactly, though. But when they do show up, they're going to immediately be making... They're going to show up, like, right next to the chest. And that's going to cause problems. You'll also notice that I have no Victor in this hack because he can't start out in a position that's next to Joan to use the Armor March skill, so that's a bit of a... It's a bit of a unfortunate thing. It means I can't take advantage of... means I can't take advantage of the Armor March skill to move quickly. I'm actually going to equip the Health Work, because we can easily get Corinne's support partners right next to her. And then Altair can rally, just so that we've got a little bit extra stats for the coming battle ahead. Mary can heal, and heal herself in the process. Now, so this Deadshot Sniper is a bit of a nuisance, but there is a solution to him being where he is, and that is equip Joan with Defender, pivot into place. She can take a hit from this guy, especially with the Defender equipped, because he you won't actually do damage to her if she's got that equipped, which can be quite useful. And Muhammad blows this guy up. Blows him up with a killer bow, which are known for generating explosions because I said so just now. I don't know. This is what happens when you are trying to rush episodes out, is that your commentary suffers as a result. 31 damage with that Hellfork. That's impressive, actually. These two ended up having killing edges. Alright. And we have the annoying shamans. Yeah. Siege Tomes. I've been playing the Four Kings lately, and good hack. I'm not sure I would actually play it on the supposed intended difficulty of hard mode, because that game, but that, like, if there is one complaint I have with that game, it's how that uses Siege Tomes, because, like, I swear to God, Siege Tomes in Four Kings, they deal, like, 75% of a character's HP easily, and they're often placed in, like, really hard locations where it is a nuisance to get to them in time before they start eating all of your HP away. But, thankfully, we are not playing Four Kings, we're playing this game. And in this game, you can shoot a Deadshot Sniper dead with one arrow. And Zayan gets the Deadshot, which I think I will actually have on him, just for the heck of it. Because he could use some more bow rank, I think. In the meantime, I've noticed that, like, I keep saying in the meanst time. Like, that was just a silly little, like, variation I did on the phrase in the meantime, which is, like, it's funny, but it's the point where I'm starting to say it a little too much. Phoebe Sonyon. Phoebe's strength is terrible, so it doesn't do that much damage, but her mobility, combined with the Sonyon, is actually quite handy and dandy. When you get up in the front with your defender. Oops, that's not what I wanted to press. Right. Now we can get moving. I don't think we're going to be in immediate danger of getting attacked at the moment, so I don't think there's any real need to be super cautious about what weapon we have equipped. Temperance is growing fast. Growing quickly. Okay. Rally for good measure. And basically, we're just getting hit with more Siege Tomes. They are ruining our day. It's a bit of a thing that I do with my hacks, is that I give all the tomes different names compared to vanilla. It's just kind of a for fun thing, but it's also, wow, Puck quadded and didn't kill. That's sad, actually. It's kind of just like a fun thing for me to do. Was to rename all the tomes, and one thing I decided to do for this was because the tomes kind of have some I gave the dark tomes a lot of like Germanic names. You know, obviously Nacht is German word for Nacht is German word for night. There's also, what was it? Geist is German word for ghost or spirit. Now this Sword Master here is actually kind of a pain because he can potentially cause shenanigans to happen. So if I want to bait him out, I think I'm going to have to employ the Defender. And this guy has a Rider's Bane, though, so... Yeah, they both have Rider's Bane. Shit, that's actually not good. Locke, I'm gonna need you to... you're level 10. Shoot. Bellona, can you double? Yes, you can, because the guy's way down. These guys just have javelins, so that's not as big of a deal. Temperance, I want to get you down to as close to the door as I can. This will probably have to do. And then you can just wait there. Corinne, you're doing a lot of damage, damn. A lot of damn damage. Corinne is not usually this good when I attempt to use her in my playtesting files. But anyways, let's get going down here. And then, Puck, I also need you to get as close to the door as you can, because I think we're going to have to be dealing with pain-in-the-butt thieves soon. Phoebe, you can... not Zayan. You can javelin this guy to death. Your strength is atrocious, but that's not that big of a deal, I don't think. I'll let you go there. Alright. Swordmaster. Nice critical, jackass. Pirate tries to ruin Rachel's day and fails. Sounds like the name of a clickbait YouTube video. Pirate tries to ruin a girl's day and fails miserably. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Okay. So we have thieves that we need to deal with. So after one quick save state, we have Temperance. Unlock the door. And then Corinne, you can ride ahead. And Hellfork. Hellfork your way to victory. Fork him over. I don't know why I would say that. That's a bit of a naughty joke. I didn't read clearly, and I didn't realize that Altair was one off. One off from killing this guy. Thankfully, a lock can come in, and okay, we almost had another Binding Blade moment where you missed 2 attacks in a row. Who gets the kill from the Swordmaster? I think that Zayan is probably best used to partisan this Cav to death. And then Phoebes, you can then javelin the guy to death. And you get actual strength. And the Shamshir. Shamshir has had its crit up to 80, but other than... or up to 40, not 80. But other than that, it's kind of like a Killing Edge with slightly better hit rate and better hit rate and crit, but worse might, I believe. So it's 8 might compared to the... what was it? 8 might compared to the 9 might that the Killing Edge has. We have to... I think we're pretty set on, like, dealing with these pesky thieves. This warrior has a crossbow, which means I can't really use any any flying units to kill him, but I'll have my ways around that. Anyway, Bologna, you go up here. Now, for the interesting bit of dealing with the fighter and warrior blockade that's in front of the boss. Iron Axe. Well, this fighter does... I mean, he's got a better weapon, but he does more damage than the warrior does. Result of shenanigans. I've said this before, but the auto leveler is... for this game is bizarre and sometimes does stupid shit that you don't want it to do. If I had it on for those promoted units... Oh wow, the thief actually didn't go for the chest and instead grabbed Mimi's Vulnerary. That's a little weird, but honestly, kind of prefer it. And the warrior does no damage to Joan on on her phase because that's just how her skills work. Lightbrand. Okay, you can get the kill. You'll get killed if you get hit. So I'm going to have Temperance heal you up real quick. Hellfork. Corinne gets murdered if she uses the Hellfork. This is a bit of an interesting pickle we've found ourselves in. Let's see. Locke, you go ahead and take this kill. You need the experience. Ooh, nice crit. Guess I didn't need to heal him, but, I mean, hey. Can't rely on RNG for anything. Now, can we? Oops, that's not correct. Rachel. Bow, will you lay down? Yes. And then Altair comes in, and Light Tome. I don't know if Zayan can really do much of anything to these guys. Maybe with Mary he can get a little bit of an extra crit chance. The dead shot, 83 crit. You know what? I'm feeling in a gambling mood, and my gambling pays off, which probably shouldn't if it wants to discourage me from gambling, but hey, that's just the way things are sometimes. Bologna, come in. Give this guy a knock on the noggin. And then Joan. Knock you out. And then let's see here. Phoebe, you can Sonyon this guy. Oh, and you double. Sonyon does weigh quite a bit, so yeah, 13 weight, which it's a solid 5 points of speed off of Phoebe right there. So I'm actually going to send Nemu over to get the EXP from this warrior. Pointless Life Taker proc. And then Puck, you can open the door. Meanwhile, Corinne, go up, and Muhammad, you can get the EXP from this thief. You've given it a little extra EXP, so can't say I'm all that happy about him taking it all for himself, but again, that's just the way things happen sometimes. Alright, I think we're good to end turn there. I don't think... yeah, that druid used up all of his his uses of his tome. So he's completely useless now. So now it's just kind of get everyone into position and decide who gets the kill for that druid. Oh, he does have a knocked tome. But he doesn't move, so it doesn't really matter. I think because this boss has a flare axe, as you can see, and he's also got the, not axe mastery, his magic ring, which will give him essentially 15 magic, so I don't think either Bellona or... Bellona probably could be like a little more useful because of all the boosts she gets from her skills. No. Not as much as I would like. Not as much as I would like. Just conk this guy on the head. And then we go back. Now, Joan. Okay, you don't get weapon triangle disadvantage from this, so I can have you go there. Zayan can come up near you. Puck, you need to start grabbing chests. Not in that way, you perv. But speaking of sexual content, let's have Nemu move and recruit some new party members. You can talk to either of them, it doesn't matter.
Come no closer, pirate scum! We're well armed, and we'd be more than happy to skewer you. Betsy, Artemia, stay your hands, it's me. What? Lady Nemu? And Lady Temperance too! You found her, my queen! I had a feeling you weren't far away, my queen. But what is it with that ridiculous get-up you're wearing? Oh, this? We're disguised as one of the Smiler's rival pirate clans. It's a long story, best not told all at once right now. Oh, what matters is that we are all here, united once more. You can't know how happy we are to see you again, Lady Temperance. Mother told me you ended up captured because you came looking for me. I'm sorry, both of you. I should never have... Peace, my child. What matters is that we're all together again. And with the four of us united, these Smilers are about to learn a lesson. Never piss off the witches of the Mistwood Coven! Hear, hear, my queen. Shall we thrash these ruffians, then? By all means, descend upon them like a hurricane. Ha ha! I shall be the fury of a sudden storm. Time to skewer some rotten men.
And with that, we gain 2 new party members. Let's go over Betsy first real quick, because she's the less interesting unit, honestly. Temperance's Retainer and Guard claims to hate men, but she comes with Steel Lance, Trident, which is the magic lance. She has a B rank in lances, actually, so that she can use it. That was kind of a last-minute change. These are her bases. These are her growth rates: 50% magic, 50% strength, 40% magic, 55% skill, 50% speed, 40% luck, 35% defense, 35% resistance, 70% HP. Personal skill is Perfectionist, plus 15 hit and avoid when user's HP is at maximum. She has Pegasus counter skill and Desperation, which I think Phoebe already got that, so I'm not going to go over it here. And Artemia, one of Nemu's companions, a gifted user of wind magic. Artemia is a unique class known as a Thestral Knight, a mage who rains down spells from the sky atop a Thestral. They're essentially a Dark Flyer class. Flying Anima Mage, they get Dark Magic upon promotion. Comes with these 2 items and a Vulnerary. C rank in Anima, these are her bases. These are her growth rates: 0% strength, 50% magic, 40% skill, 55% speed, 30% luck, 25% defense, 40% resistance, and 55% HP. Her personal skill is Inspiration. Allies within 2 tiles deal +2 damage and receive -2 damage. Class skill is Canter, as always, and her level 10 skill, the Thestral's level 10 skill is Lightweight, and holding 3 or less items, attack speed +3. So, despite having a surprisingly kind of bad speed base, she actually can double a lot of enemies right out of the gate. I really like using Artemia. I'm probably not going to use Betsy long-term, just because I don't really think she's that interesting a unit, especially compared to her competition. But I also don't think she's necessarily a bad unit either. I actually buffed her base speed to 15, because it was at 14 originally, and I thought that might have made her feel a little bad to use out of the starting gate. So I'm going to have Muhammad and Rachel go up here so that they can help us whittle down the boss. Speaking of which, you bumbling idiots couldn't cut down a few Jolly Johns? Fine, watch and learn how it's done, you scallywags. Zoltan. Now, curiously, he is doing less damage to Joan, which is interesting because that's a sign of the skill going off, but the skill is supposed to only affect defense, not resistance. I don't know what's going on there. There, you get yourself a free extra level. Now, Muhammad, you can comfortably attack with the longbow, and even if you miss, your skill still deals damage. And then Rachel can come and hit you with, I guess, a U-bow. Or you can miss. That is also an option. No, unfortunately, Altair's light magic is not. Well, Altair himself has such bad offenses at this point that he kind of can't deal any damage to Zoltan here, which is kind of annoying actually. But we can have Zayan chip him down. Oh, or he can just use Aether. Miss one of his shots, but it doesn't matter, and we get a good level up anyways, so it really doesn't matter. I really want Altair to get this kill, but he is not going to do it unless I somehow get Zoltan down to 1 HP, which I don't see that happening. Yeah, most of my units just straight up kill. Well, I guess while I'm trying to decide what to do, we can start picking these chests. Get a Hurlbat! Hurlbats, we saw this back with, Hamer, but this is essentially the axe equivalent to the Sanyan. I don't have any keys, so I can't really, Actually, I just remembered that, Artemia and Zayan have a quick talk with each other. What to do? Iron Sword. Steel Sword. Does exactly enough. This does exactly enough too. This doesn't do anything at all. It either does just enough damage, or... Yeah, I don't think I'm getting a kill with Altair. But I can at least get, you know, Chippy XP, which... Oh! That was the most random crit of all time. At least he's getting magic now. Finally, after forever. And then Corinne, you can grab Puck, and we can start rescue chaining them forwards. And then Locke, you might as well just be the one to close this map out. Assuming you can hit, you do have good optics, and you hit. And that's the end of the map. No, they're too strong. We never stood a chance. This guy has such a good portrait design, but his mug, unfortunately, you can probably see the speaking frames glitching out. It's unfortunate, but I don't really have anything I can do about that. Magic ring. Ring that raises magic by 3 while in a unit's inventory. Pretty straightforward stuff. Alright, so now it's really just sit around and wait for Puck to get the last couple of chests. And get my healers a little bit of extra EXP whilst I'm doing that. Yeah, heal up. Heal up from the whatever skill it is that causes it. I think it's Bond. Bond. Skill Bond. trying very hard not to pass gas on recording, because I may have... you probably heard me let one out. But I'm quite certain you don't want to deal with that. Alright. Take. Drop. And then, Zayan, you talk to Artemia. Excuse me, miss. If you don't mind me asking, are you a changeling? What do you mean by changeling? That word is unknown to me. It's the word we Keltar use to describe those who change sexes. Those who are born men and become women, for example. Oh, I see. Yes, I would be a changeling, for I was born male. But why do you wish to know? I've met many a changeling in my life, but never one quite so subtle as you. Had you not told me, I'm not certain I could have guessed you were born a man. My translation was aided in truth. The witches of the Mistwood Coven know spells and formulas for potions that aid in body transmutation. It was through these arts that I was able to transform my body to look all the more womanly. Interesting. The changelings who lived in my old village never knew or practiced such arts. They are something of a more recent invention, one my coven learned through magical experimentation. And it must be said, they cannot fully alter a person's sex or body structure. Though I am a woman, I have no womb, nor are my genitals truly female genitals. Not that any of that should matter, given that I have no plans to use either a womb or my genitals for any reason. It doesn't matter. It never did to the changelings of my own hometown. Someone made the decision that they were a changeling, we accepted it without question. Lest you think I am judging you for your status as a changeling, I assure you it matters not to me. Oh, I never sense judgment from you. Our coven has great respect for the Keltar and their traditions. Most of our witches carry some measure of Keltar blood in their veins, after all. If you still pray to the Earth Mother, then we share a god in common. I see. But you say that some in the coven are not of Keltar descent. Yet they practice Keltar traditions? I'm not sure how I feel about that. There are many Angari who prefer our ways to those of their own culture. We do not presume to consider ourselves the successors to the Keltar, but there are certain parts of Keltar culture we seek to keep alive. Your efforts are appreciated. If the Mother hears your prayers, then I will not begrudge you praying to her. Just remember that our people are perfectly capable of preserving our culture without help. Maybe, but we're not against helping and keeping that legacy alive. Our peoples are not so different as you might think. So yeah, Artemia is trans. That's actually not the original plan I went with when I started making this project, but Artemia is actually kind of an important character to the actual Black Dragon story that I never quite finished writing. She's a figure who low-key sort of sticks around to that time to help out with events in that story, but anyways, we've gotten all the chests here. We got the Earth Seal, got the Hurlbat. I'd say we're done here. Let's keep moving. Ah! Please don't kill me! Spare me and I'll do anything you ask. You're in luck, Smiler scum. We need exactly one man to live this attack, and we've chosen you. Someone's got to let Smiling Spectre know what we've done here after all. Return to your captain and tell him to look to the ramparts of this fortress. By the time he looks out his window, the colours of the Jolly Johns will fly atop it. Now go and hurry fast. I'll go and do exactly as you ask. And that's that. God, but this does leave a bitter taste in my mouth. Playing both sides of a war between pirates. This isn't something I'd imagine I'd ever be doing. Altair. No, I mustn't complain. This is the path I chose, and I must remember that. If the Lord sees fit to test my resolve, then I will rise to his challenges. Let us fly the flag of the Johns, and then quit this killing field. Resolute as ever, that one. Yet somehow I doubt he's as stoic as he thinks he is. That's what I'm worried about. Lady Nemu, Lady Temperance, you have no idea how happy we are to be reunited with you both. I always look out for my own, Artemia. You know I do. Speaking of which, those shitwit pirates, they didn't, you know.
No, thank the Mother. They considered us too valuable a cargo to despoil in that manner. At most, they struck me a handful of times when I argued with them. Rotten bastards. They paid for those blows with their lives in the end, though. I only wish we'd come to rescue you sooner. What matters is that the two of them are unharmed, Temperance. We're all here together, Mother be praised. Speaking of which, now that you've rescued the both of them, will you remain with the Merry Men going forward, Mother? The Merry Men? It's the name of the sellsword company I fell in whilst travelling here. And if you plan on staying with them, Temperance, then so shall I. I suppose it will be the safest option for all of us for the time being. Would you not agree, Artemia and Betsy? If it is my lady's will, then I shall follow the both of you gladly. I shall be happy to guard Lady Temperance. Though if I may be so bold, Lady Mimiu, please tell me the abundance of young men among these mercenaries isn't your main reason to travel with them. Oh, come now, you know me better than that. Having a pick of handsome men to bring to bed is merely a bonus for me. You truly are without shame, my lady. Rewarding men for gawking at you lewdly is hardly ideal behaviour. Oh, come off it, Betsy. Even you don't really think men are evil. Don't think I haven't caught you watching us during the springtime fertility rituals. But that has nothing to do with... Really? Because I seem to remember you... I remember seeing you touch yourself when you watched. Both of you cease this at once. This is highly inappropriate. Maybe I did miss the three of you more than I realised. Well done, Merryman. I could not have put on a better performance if I tried. Tell it to Zayan. He claims my acting is in need of work. I recall my exact words being that it was atrocious, but... Whatever the case, we now have the attention of the Smilers now. Spectre is a cautious man, but the rest of his crew are not. They'll be baying for blood ere long, and with how quarrelsome Gorzan is, then it'll only be a matter of it'll only be a day or two before Yarsmouth Bay is awash in blood. You say that like it's a good thing. Now, Altair, that slaughter will help pave the path to a brighter future. Of course, Spectre isn't likely to join in the festivities once they begin. He's more likely to remain cooped up in his hole at Smiler's Roost. Which means that once the fighting begins, I'll need you merry men to slip across the bay to Smiler's Roost. And we'll be the ones to do the smiling ones in for good? Exactly. So best rest up while you can. The show has only just begun. God save us all. And that is Chapter 8. It is 2 o'clock right now, so I don't have a ton of time to do this outro. Yeah. Don't record Let's Play episodes while you're on a crunch, especially if you're playing a Fire Emblem game. But yeah, that's all for this time. I will see you next time for Chapter 9, which is the second to last map of this patch. In the meantime, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.